Alright, so I just got home from throwing sand all day today on a football field, and we've got more rain coming here in a little bit. Yes, that's a dull knife. And I'm gonna get some fertilizer down, and I will get the fertilizer down first, because I need to beat this rain coming, and then once I get the fertilizer down, then we'll talk about it a little bit. And look at this. This is a GCI 3800, and I had one guy just lose his mind in an email over this. It's got some clumps in it. I mean, that's just going to happen from time to time, but watch. Look at that. That's just what happens. Every now and then you'll get a bag that, for whatever reason, has got a little bit of clumpiness in it. That's all you gotta do. It's that right there. Problem solved. Well, you can see we're kind of getting things ready to sail out here. And so everybody knows, we're going to build the new house first. Once it's built and we move in, then we'll put this home up for sale. But the pergola needed some work. A few of the boards were kind of jacked up. So we got new ones put up, and they're going to pressure wash the whole thing and restain it. Pressure wash the house, get it back looking good. That's why all my patio furniture sitting out here. But anyway, 3 scenarios where you can fertilize cool season turf in the summer. Oh boy, good day in the morning. This is GCI Turf Type Tall Fescue, which is a cool season grass. If you're new, my yard is completely irrigated, so you know, when we get in drought trouble or, you know, lack of rain, things like that, I'm able to water. But I still do have a few areas that do tend to stress a little bit no matter how much water I put on it. That's kind of the nature of cool season grass. It's called cool season turf for a reason. Spring and fall, cooler times of the year, is when it typically thrives. Midsummer, when it's 90 degrees and it doesn't rain for a month, then yeah, it can struggle. I'm telling you, it can struggle. We've been in that weather pattern for a while, and we're finally starting to get some rain now. Some people will tell you don't fertilize cool season turf in the summer. You know, like fescue. I'm talking about fescue specifically right now, and I don't go for that. I mean, you might agree with me, and then you may not agree with me. Regardless, I could care less. I mean, it really doesn't matter to me what you think. I've been fertilizing cool season turf for almost 25 years professionally. All of those years, I have always fertilized cool season turf during the summer. Now, that doesn't mean come out here and throw a pound of nitrogen down every month during the summer. Okay, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, just as general speaking, I have fertilized cool season turf, tall fescue, pretty much all summer, May all the way up to August, for almost 25 years now. I mean, it just works. I mean, it is what it is. You know, the plant needs food. I mean, you're not going to go all summer without eating, are you? I mean, you'd probably feel pretty bad. And I just want to throw 3 different scenarios out there to you as to, you know, when I would fertilize tall fescue. All right, scenario 1. Number 1, if you have a yard like mine, irrigated, you pump water to it when it's really hot and yucky, and look at it. Look at the color of this joker right here. She is dark green, baby. If you're in this situation and you maintain a healthy stand of turf throughout the summer, you know, you do your watering, you mow it correctly, you do your fungicides when you need to, and all that kind of thing. Preferably a preventative plan. And matter of fact, I'm going out of town Saturday, and I'm gonna be gone for a week, and so I'm gonna go get my fungicide down Friday afternoon before I leave. That way I'm kind of covered on gray leaf spot and brown patch and stuff like that. So I don't want to get a big surprise when I come back. But the fertilizer I just applied ain't gonna have nothing to do with disease. Okay, that's weather related, and we'll talk about that in a different video later on or something. But back to scenario number 1. If you take care of your turf, maintain it, water it, mow it, that kind of thing, and it looks like this, or you know, something similar to this during the summer months, then I have 0 issues with you putting down fertilizer. Now, the 2 different ways I would say do that is, 1, like spoon feeding liquid, like, you know, the GCI 2000 and the calcium and the iron and 0020, spoon feeding it, light doses frequentI, okay, versus a heavy dose. And I'm talking about liquid right here, versus, you know, heavy dose non-frequently. I don't like heavy liquids. A lot of ounces of liquid nitrogen going down on fescue during the summer months, I just feel like it makes it grow way too fast and out of control. So that's why I like to spoon feed it and kind of give it a little bit at a time. On the granular side of things, GCI 3800, that's the reason I made the fertilizer, is to be able to apply it during the summertime. It's about 70% slow release. So, you know, you're not going to get a spike of growth out of this. I'm not going to get a spike of growth out of this. It's got a little bit of ammonium sulfate in it, and that might give it a little bit of a bump start. You know, not a heavy bump start, because there's not a lot in there. And you know, but overall, it's just going to have good, steady, slow growth over the next, you know, 45 days or so. Anywhere from, you know, a quarter pound N per 1,000 up to, you know, depending on your climate, half pound of N per 1,000. And, you know, you kind of got to play around with it, figure out how often to apply that, you know, based on how much you want it to grow and that kind of thing. So scenario number 2, okay, and I'm going to use our location here in North Carolina as the example, because I know a lot of people have been dealing with this. Okay, if you remember, 45 days ago, turned off super hot, super dry, high wind, no rain for like 30, maybe 40 days. I can't remember, but it was like a really, really bad drought. Water restrictions on, you know, everywhere. Of course, we haven't been on a water restriction, and water restriction doesn't bother me. The water that goes inside my house we use is run up under the road, the county water. The water that I use to water my turf, front and back there, there's a well right about there. Get 28 gallons a minute. It's 600 feet deep. So, you know, I don't get water restrictions, because that's my well, and I use it as I choose out here. But the point is, we were in a really, really bad drought. And even my yard back there in the back, I had areas that were kind of stressing. So if you're in this situation, your fescue's kind of shut down, kind of, semi-dormant, maybe it's just not looking its greatest. And now here all of a sudden, you get a lot of rain like we did. We've gotten like 2.5, 3 inches over the past 10 days or something. It's been crazy. Lots of rain. And I can see a dramatic improvement in my grass alone just from the rain, and in all of the neighbors' yards. They're actually starting to get a little bit of color back in them, and I'm starting to see some growth. So if you are in that situation, you've got more rain coming. Okay, that's the kicker. You got to understand that's the kicker. If you have more, and this is if you're not watering, if you have more rain in the forecast coming, then I don't have a problem with you putting down like a 1/4 pound, maybe even a 1/2 pound of 3800 to give the turf a food source to help it recover from the drought stress. Okay, yes, water's king, 100%. Water is king. Without the water, the fertilizer is going to do you no good, none whatsoever. It has to be in this exact situation. Your turf was stressed a little bit, or even a lot. You got a lot of rain. Now you're seeing active growth from the turf. It's starting to get its color back. And you also have some rain coming in the forecast. Or you're going to commit to water and keep the yard watered, okay? Because you got the help from the rain to kind of bring it back to life. Then I personally just do not have a problem with putting down a little bit of nitrogen. As long as it's slow release, I prefer a granular, no quick release kind of stuff like that. That way it can be slow and steady, because we don't want to pop the yard back to life all at once. We just want a slow, steady recovery is all we're looking for. And that nitrogen, of course, with the water, is going to help do that for sure. Situation number 3. That would be if your yard is still stressed out and you're still in a drought and you still have not gotten any rain and there's still no rain in your forecast. You've got it very, very simple. Do not fertilize your grass. It's plain and simple like that. Stay off of it. Do not mow it. Just go play around a golf or something. Go bowling or whatever. Take your wife out to eat. Just do something to take your mind off of the turf and know that rain's coming, or fall of the year is going to be here for too much longer. I know it has been a really, really terrible spring. In almost 25 years of growing turf, I think this is probably top 3 in the worst springs that I've ever been a part of. When I paid attention to the weather, growing turf and that kind of thing. But that's situation number 3. Don't put nothing on your grass, okay? Fertilizer is not going to help your grass. If you are stressed out, not getting rain, and there's no rain in the forecast, fertilizer ain't going to do nothing for it. There's nothing, absolutely nothing you can put on your yard to make it green other than water, or you can paint it. I mean, that's realistically, that's your other option. Like dormant Bermuda in the winter. You've seen me paint the ball fields. Trust me, I've seen people paint their fescue in the summertime because it's been just so stinking hot and so dry, and they desperately want a green yard, so they paint the thing. But anyway, that's my 2 cents on that kind of thing as far as fertilizing in the summer goes. Rain, water, it is absolutely the key, crucial component to growing turf. But look at this. Remember that humongous area right here that was just really stressed out? And then that spot over there, look how much better it looks from the rain. And look over here. See my other spot? It is I'm gonna call that 98%. I'm gonna call that 98% recovered back to its spring green color. But yeah, back here is looking pretty good. You can see she's as thick as a hair on a dog's back. Good gracious alive, that thing is thick. You can see some of the grass blades still got a touch of brown in it. Yeah, it's just from the stress is all that is. It just ain't grew out. But with that 3800 I put down, and if it don't end up raining today, gosh, I thought it was going to rain, but it looks like everything's breaking up. The rain was actually coming from Greensboro, which is that way, and you can see the sky starting to break up, so maybe we're going to miss that rain. That's north toward Virginia that way. My wife was over in Eden and said they had a ridiculously bad thunderstorm over there. She was driving 15 miles an hour going down the road. It was raining so hard she couldn't see. So we're not getting that, obviously. It's kind of passing us. But my irrigation will run tomorrow and water all this in and get everything, activated and going. And then, like I said, Friday, when I get off work, I'm not working Friday. I got a game we're playing in Friday at noon up in Pilot Mountain at a golf course up there. It's a big group of us that play. It's like 24 of us that play on Fridays, and we're going to Pilot Mountain to play. So I'm not working, but when I get done with that golf match, then I'll come home and get the fungicide. Well, I'll mow the grass first, mow it. And mowing height is at 3.5 inches right now. I'm probably going to cut it down to 3.25. I'll probably have to double cut it, 3.25, and then I'll spray my fungicide, set my irrigation, and then I'll feel comfortable going on my little vacation. I'll be gone for a week. When I come back, a week later and running the irrigation and fungicide down, oh boy, this thing is going to be crazy green when I get back. Not to mention, in that fungicide, I'm going to put some GCI iron and GCI calcium in the mix too, to kind of, that iron really help pop that color. Sorry about the videos. I really haven't had time to film or edit. I've just been slammed at work. Boy, these ball field jobs are rolling in, and Daddy told me, so you gotta get it while the sun's shining. You know what I'm saying? So the videos are the last thing on my mind. But that's why I got the guides, the lawn care guides. If you want to know what I do in my yard, get the lawn care guide, and that way you ain't gotta depend on me making a video showing you every last little detail. But anyway, look at that. Boy, the other day when the sun was shining, boy, this part of the yard was just on fire, lit, glowing like a new penny. Check you later.